the first pick, Jayce for TT.
So blind Jayce pick means that TheShy is going to have his work cut out, needs to pick something that can go up against the Jayce. He's no stranger to the Jayce, though. He knows those matchups well. Udyr locked in. I want to point something out, actually, that I've just realized about the bot lane from last game. The Nautilus pick was specifically to counter the Thresh that we saw early on. So, as I say that, they're going to blind Nautilus without Thresh locked in. This is like, I guess, the preemptive counter. No, okay, they changed they're going to go for the Varus again.
Fake you out there for a second.
Yeah, they got me. You got me. All right, I put my hands up. Nidalee locked in for Xiaopeng, though. Again, both Shun and Xiaopeng love this Nidalee pick. A lot of counter jungling available. Wherever Shun goes on the map, expect Xiaopeng to be kind of on the opposite side.
What you're looking for, at least in that aspect. And I think with the Olaf, you know, you had some of that in your face present. You had some of that skirmishing, but you just have more availability to yourself, right, in the individual play as the Nidalee here, and with the setups that you can with the spears. The Jinx, though, is locked in right now for TT. They're going to be going up against that Varus.
Yep, the Jinx is going to be there, so having that scaling bot lane again. The question for me is not what does the bot lane look like for TT, because I feel like they're fairly standard. That's a Lucian right there.
As you say the words, as you literally say the words, it gets locked in. Standard. Okay, we get Lucian.
Well, no, I was talking about TT playing standard. As
I know, but I'm just saying, using the words that you're talking about, we're gonna get that Lucian coming in for IG.
Yeah, that's either, it could be Lucian mid or top, but that's the nice thing about the Lucian pick, right? This is why it was so strong last year, because it's flexible. You can just slam it in whichever lane you want it to go in. The Thresh banned away now. And we'll see what on earth TT are going to do about this one. I would expect this is going to be TheShy with the Lucian here, especially with that Orianna ban coming through. But, you know, there's a lot of room to maneuver here. Zoe could be another good ban for TT if they want to try and shut down Rookie.
I think so too, because that Zoe was so crucial in a lot of the setups. Man, those sleepy trouble bubbles. Oh, they're like not even a skill shot anymore. But it is the Scion banned away by IG. They kind of take away that top lane presence potentially, maybe leaving that open for the Jayce in the mid lane if they wanted to do it. But
what that tells me is that they think that's going to be a mid lane Jayce, right? Which is a really, really interesting read on TT, because we basically haven't seen mid lane Jayce for ages, aside from like maybe one or two random games. Like it's not been a thing for a long time, so it's a really interesting balance.
The Leona finally gets to show her face, though. IG gonna pick that one up to go with the Varus. A little double ADC composition going here, and the Gragas gonna be the answer to that for TT.
Yeah, so Gragas could be for Teeen here. Could be up to the top side if we do see that mid lane Jayce that IG are trying to read, because the Gragas definitely a very strong tank, although it does feel like we're seeing less and less of that Gragas up towards the top side. Oh my god! The Gragas isn't in the top side. It's going to be a Wukong top and a Jayce mid instead. This massive long-range composition coming out here from TT. But a massive amount of AD as well.
You know, hey, go big or go home, Munchables. Like, at this point, I feel like TT's bringing us right now. They didn't have all the damage last game. Well, they'll make sure everybody has damage this game, as the Rumble is the last pick for IG as well.
So, I like this Rumble pick for Rookie. First of all, it gets him... oh, wait. Actually, could that be top lane? It's possible that goes top. It's TheShy's Rumble instead. I mean, Rumble is like a classic pick for just IG in general. We've seen TheShy play a ton of it. We've seen Rookie play it over the years as well. Like that. This is just such an exciting game looking at the drafts. I cannot wait to get into this one. Twila bringing the Jayce mid, though. The supportive mid laner. This guy is known for Lulu, for Christ's sake. And he's bringing out Jayce. I cannot wait to see what Twila can do.
Little change in pace here for TT. Little change in style as well. And I like to see it when your backs are up against the wall in this series. IG having such a dominant performance in game number 1. I said I needed to see something. I want to see them punch back here, and this is the composition to do it, because you got a lot of fists.
Yeah, you certainly do, and we've got both teams just trying to set up haymakers with these two compositions. If we don't have a lot of action in this game, I'm going to be so sorely disappointed with the way these comps are playing out. But just look at what IG have drafted for themselves. if this isn't like the IG lane kingdom kind of draft, I don't know what it is, because everything across the board is just like, we want to win lane, we want to destroy you. The Rumble wants to be able to get these big ults in the fights and just take over the game. You got the Lucian that's going to be able to go into pretty much any matchup and do very, very well. The Varus, Leona as well, trying to shut down the Jinx early on in things. This one's going to be a banger.
Absolutely, positively Munchables, as I cannot wait to see where we see the focus for either of these teams, where we start seeing that playmaking potential as we are hitting the Rift for the second time in this second series, IG versus TT.
You better believe we're hitting the Rift. Here we go. TT at IG. It was 1-0 in the series with a, I think it was, what, 22-minute win for IG in game number 1. You see someone in the crowd there with an IG 2-0 sign.
Yeah.
It's good to see the audience back again. And, you know, I feel like they might be right, but I'm hoping TT can prove me wrong. I'm hoping we get to see some more out of TT. Because, again, we talked about how this bot lane especially feeling real good. Teeen is a standout player that should be looking good across the course of this year. But across the composition, I have to say, it's a very different tact from TT. When you think about what they did in game number 1, it was like, Sam D is our only win condition, 1 source of damage, that's going to be it. Look at the composition this time. Even the support offers a lot of damage. They're running Gragas support, so like, everything is just pure damage on the composition from TT this time.
Hey, you know, you go from extreme to extreme. You go that supportive rolls across the board, now you get the damage rolls across the board. But I really want to see how that Blade's Edge works out for TT this early on, because there's no shying away from the domination that was game 1 from IG, right? And you're picking this composition that has more tools available to it, but also a little bit more downside if you're getting behind. And so going up against IG in the second game, this is where TT need to keep those tools rolling, need to keep that pace rolling for themselves as well.
Yeah, the 2v2 in the bot side, I think, is going to be one of the most interesting parts of the map. And I have to say, I am really curious about this on-hit Varus priority from IG. We'll see a couple of trades here. I don't expect much of an all-in right now. But actually, if TT can get the level 2 first, they should be able to deny that. Yeah, okay. Lucas might look for a Zenith Blade here, but I don't expect to kill. The lethality, not lethality, the on-hit Varus priority here from IG is very interesting, because what we're seeing in this series is that IG, A, knew that this Jayce was going to be mid, right? Because they banned the Sion. So they obviously read this. This is something we're seeing in scrims, apparently. Or, you know, I can't think of another way that they would have that kind of information or be able to make that read. And then we're seeing this on-hit Varus as well. So I'm really curious what is happening in IG scrims for these to be the priorities and these to be the reads that they're making.
I like it. Hey, you got to find something that works, right? We've seen the lackluster performances from IG here in this split. So maybe this is the key. Maybe you go with a little bit different styles, a little bit different takes across, as this on-hit Varus will be very interesting to see. Get further in the game maybe this time around, as we didn't get very far in that last one.
Yeah, so when we're looking across the lanes here, we've got Shun trying to make a gank in the mid lane. Just a bit of a trade between the mid laners in the end, as Shun goes towards the top scuttle instead. But priority mid, priority top, priority bot. This is classic IG.
Yeah, team taking a lot of damage, that early poking, that early damage from Puff on the Varus. Just like in game number 1, gonna pull the full damage composition, full damage combo at least down on the bot side this time around. Sure has been found out by Xiaopeng though. He is still the Udyr. He's still doing damage. You gotta be real careful. All right, Rookie's gonna get first blood on that one. And now Lucian following it up. Does he want to continue? Okay, I was gonna say, temper that aggression just a little bit. It's 4 minutes in. We do finally have that first blood for IG.
IG punishing TheShy. Just in case he's recalling in the lane, is gonna move in between the towers there. But that was just like, I don't know, Xiaopeng clearly thought he could make a play happen. He was a level down already on Shun, and mid lane prior was in favor of IG. He had Teeen moving up, right? That's why he tried to make the play. He was like, this is going to last long enough that we can make the mana advantage happen. Nah, this is Udyr we're talking about. There's a reason this guy is first pick for every team. Like, the damage is just disgusting.
It's so early, too. Like, literally no items. Oh, God, the Udyr damage early on. We'll have to keep an eye on how that kind of works out if Xiaopeng wants to go for another one of those fights against Shun, but we'll see. There's a dragon coming up on the board. It will be this Infernal Dragon to start us off, so maybe a little bit of early priority for that one to get that extra damage, but it's not going to be that Infernal Soul. It's not going to be that super priority.
And you know, it's kind of crazy to think how strong Udyr is in the game right now, because when you think
is.
about it, Udyr was one of the first champions. He's an
I used to be an
old
Udyr
champion.
main
So,
in like season 4. Like,
I mean, when you think about it, right? Because League's been out for 10 years now. So back when they designed Udyr, the collective game experience on Riot was about only 190 years. And now, at 200 years, we're getting champions like Aphelios. But back then, Udyr was, you know, didn't seem that OP at the time. But now the collective development experience has increased its strength.
I just love that you get the differences in what the champions mean right now. You get the couple strong champions in the meta that are literally just the most basic kits. You run at people and you hope they die. And then you got the other ones where you're dip, dive, duck, and dodge it everywhere. You've got spells flying everywhere. You got things to worry about all the time. And it still ends up in the same dominated experience, but it's a little bit easier to handle when you're on those easier champions. At least it's seemingly easy.
Yeah, and I think one of the interesting things about the jungle these days is less about... Lucas going in.
That was a 2v1 he wanted to take. He had his follow-up there for the rest of his team, but just the Leona going in by himself, and that's a little bit of that confidence being built up by IG as Shun does find Teeen back in the transition. That Udyr damage is sick. Puff right there just in case they want to stay and fight over. It looks like they won't. We got the full squad from IG down here now. They're going to take advantage of this. Xiaopeng was on the other side of this. Do they want to dive for it? Do they just want to turn on Xiaopeng?
Same as game 1, right? They talked about they need to shut down this bottom lane for TT, and they're looking to do exactly that. 4-man dive here.
Twila's back here. He's got the Jayce, but look at the damage coming down on Xiaopeng. Oh, Rookie has to flash away there as well. The Zenith Blade connects. The damage is there. Rookie blows him up. Munchables! What happened? The equalizer comes in on Sam D. I feel like we're getting deja vu from game number 1. Sam D dies under tower. TheShy taking up those tower turrets. Shots, but it will be IG 3-0 already.
Xiaopeng, get out of this jungle.
Don't be there.
That's what we call a jungle diff right there. Shun just slamming it down on the table right here. And I'll tell you what we just witnessed. We witnessed the power of Varus. They reworked his W. It makes his Q an insane execute. It's the reason lethality Varus is so damn strong. And when he waits for a bit of damage to come in first, Puff's Q just absolutely destroys Twila. And they're able to finish off with dive. And then you get to see the strength of Rumble as well, right? Yeah. We saw Sam, I think it was Sam D, was stuck behind the tower, just equalizer behind the tower. It's like, where are you going to go? There is no way off for this red carpet. You'll get the royal treatment from IG.
Absolutely. And right now, it's I feel like it's no longer an Udyr. It's just a literal snowball running around the map right now because he has whole-handedly just pressed up this early advantage right now. Yes, it's a lot of really good play from Rookie, a lot of heads-up play from the all of IG. But Shun right now on this Udyr is an unstoppable menace. He's double up on
just look
CS.
At the amount of... Yeah, I mean, Shun is... The jungle diff is just insane. I don't even want to talk about the jungle diff because it just feels mean to Xiaopeng at this point. But one of the crazy things about IG is even in a fight like that, when... Oh, hang on, Rookie's caught.
Yeah, he's caught. It's just a Lucian. He might die to just Chelizi. See if that culling is going to be enough. Yeah, that second Cyclone activation comes in. Chelizi almost getting low, but will not go down. And TT are able to respond with a kill of their own.
Yeah, the movement speed from Cyclone, but IG are going to answer here.
Oh my god! Oh my god! IG! Mercy, please! They just flash over the wall, Munchables. They don't care. There is no mercy, as you said. It was funny because you saw that decision making coming through my IG. It's like TheShy is like, I'm flashing over, and then Shun's like, okay, I'm coming.
Yeah, IG doing IG things right here. Shun is like, okay, where is Xiaopeng farming? Flash in that direction at all times. Easy kill there. There's a 40 CS difference. There is a 3-level difference between the junglers. Bear is greater than Cat. That is the big conclusion from this game so far. It's a 4,000 gold lead. Shun can go for the Herald very comfortably here. I mean, honestly, Sean can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
At this point, with these kind of plays, like IG, they are embracing monkey, as it were.
We'll see how far that gets them here, especially. But it's disheartening a little bit, right? When you're looking at TT and where they had that kind of defensive style composition, that supportive style composition. Game number 1, you thought, you know, they're dropping down the gauntlet this time. They're taking off the gloves. They're looking for the fights here in this one, and unfortunately, they're just not able to capitalize on those little moments. And now you've got Xiaopeng, who's 0-3 on the Nidalee, and not having gold on the Nidalee is a big deal.
Yeah, being behind on Nidalee sucks.
Those
really
spheres don't do nearly
play aggressively. But here's the thing, playing Nidalee when you are losing all lanes sucks. That's what actually sucks. Because really what's leading to these really aggressive invades is the fact that we have priority in all the lanes. Sean's just going to dive here.
He's just going, the equalizer comes down from the shot off the side of the wave. Got TP coming in here from Chelizi. He's going to use that Cyclone immediately to get himself out of there. But it is going to be Twila that falls victim to IG's punishment.
And, you know, Shun looks over at Rookie, looks him dead in the eye, and he goes, "Will you be the Unger to my Bunga?" And TheShy just equalizes in. He's like, "I'm being the Unger." It's just like a contest to be who can be more aggressive from the side of IG right here.
I'd say a lot of that's on Shun too, because he's just running at people at this point. Anywhere he sees them, he doesn't care. That's a lot of the gameplay that we tend to get out of these Udyrs, right? When Udyrs get ahead, they just get to walk at you, and you've got to find ways to deal with that. And right now, there's just no response from TT. There's no way to deal with the advantages that IFG have gotten, this early advantage. I mean, they're 5K in the lead right now. It's sub 12 minutes.
Chelizi is dead.
Yeah, he's going to die. That's going to be more running at you. Xiaopeng's here, but you know, the top laner's already gone, so Xiaopeng not having much to deal with that. He almost steps too far forward and dies himself, but it will just be that one kill given over, and you're still rocking this 3-0-3 Udyr for Shun.
I run, I stun, the name's Shun. He's just absolutely
I love that we're
tearing
adapting that
TT
saying as we
apart.
go. We're changing it up a little bit.
Like, 3-0-3. He's 30 CS up. He's just having a whale of a time. You can see how much fun he's having in this game as well with how he's playing. Just he's not afraid of towers at this point. Teen's in trouble.
Teen has everything used on him. Tries to use the casket with the flash combo, but Lucas is going to get the kill after, you know, Rookie flashes over the wall too, and that's the ease that IG have right now, right? They're just being so liberal with all their tools, all their pieces, all their summoner spells even, and that's just the confidence that's been built up by this early game advantage, by this early game domination, to be honest.
Yeah, there's not a lot to break down in this game.
Look at those gold differentials, literally across the board.
Yeah, this is insane. Xiaopeng, yeah, that's all you get out of your jungle. That one ward, that's it. That's all you get. You don't get to farm this game. Still 3 levels down. Drops a control ward. That's 75 gold down the drain. Like, unlucky, mate. Drake is going to be the next on the target list here for IG. But just look at the gold. There's 7,000 gold up. We're 13 minutes into the game and there's 7,000 gold up. Like, honestly, compositions don't matter. Nothing matters in this game. All that matters is that IG are just dominating TT. Unless IG really throw this one away, this is as done so as it gets.
That stat at 15 is going to be looking real good off this series for IG especially. But, you know, it's more so for me looking for them to slam this one home, right? I mean, that's something we talked a lot about going into this series. Like, this is the series for them to prove themselves. They still are this IG. They still are this powerhouse within the LPL. And you're getting those performances here. And that's why I want to see it continue, because the road's not done, right? You're not locked into playoffs. You still got stuff to work on. You still got things to accomplish here. And this is a good leg up.
Yeah, and look, ultimately, this is the way that this game was probably going to go when we saw the draft, right? When you draft this kind of composition from TT, where you don't have a obvious front line, you don't have a standard comp, you have a ton of damage across the board, it's always going to be either you dominate or you get dominated, unless it's a very, very quiet game. We don't see very, very quiet IG games, so this was kind of inevitable that either they would take over or fall apart. Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's a lot of plays.
That's a lot. That's a lot. And you can just see IG pressing up into TT. TT just trying to find as much of that jungle as they can. Just trying to get Xiaopeng as much gold as they can. But Puff is pushing that bot lane, putting some pressure down there and getting the solo gold for himself.
It feels good to see Puff looking so good in the bottom lane as well. I said it a lot after the first game, but 40 CS lead for himself. Shun just continues to take every single kill away from Xiaopeng. The poor kitty doesn't get to do anything this game. Even removing the blast code.
Saw it coming from a mile away and it don't even matter. Xiaopeng goes down from the full encage of Lucas and company. Shun going under tower. They're taking up tower shots left and right. IG getting a little low, but do they still take the fight? Okay, a couple extra tower shots. Yeah, SamD's cleaning that one up. Oh no, Rookie! He tries to TP out, but SamD says no. And they get 2 kills at least back, but IG is still heavily in the lead.
That's actually really important. So, look, the goal lead is still really massive for IG. Let's not pretend like the game is suddenly in favor of TT. But SamD just got 2 massive shutdowns. That was Shun and Rookie. Both of them, I didn't see what the bounties were beforehand, but I'd imagine they were like 500 each or something. I want to see what SamD buys when he recalls. He has a Kraken Slayer right now and I think a dagger. We'll take another look at the fight, which... Yeah, I mean, it's just...
There's no business.
Jump halfway across the map. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. Twila then gets dived. But here's the thing. Rookie almost takes a bonus tower shot here as he dashes out, nearly walks to the mid-range, in the tower range of mid lane there. And Rookie couldn't actually go anywhere. Look where the Wukong is on the map. Tries to TP out, but SamD is able to deny that one. Gets the double kill, gets 600 gold there, so it's 300 gold bounty. And there you go. Finished off boots, finished off a Zeal, and got a longsword as well. So huge influx of gold for SamD on this crit 80 carry. Does give some kind of like light at the end of the tunnel to TT, at least to an extent here. Honestly, I would have loved to see Xiaopeng go for like a Moonstone or something in this game, considering how far behind he is. Like playing a bit more of a supportive style maybe could have been better, but ultimately, TT at least find a couple of shutdowns. That's like the only silver lining I've got for them right now, because there's still 7,000 gold down. It's still only 17 minutes in the game. I don't know if this gets much better for them.
I appreciate the attempt, though, Munchables. Always leaning on the positivity. I love it. I love it. We'll see what IG can do to stop that positivity, though, here, as they're going to use the Rift Herald in top lane. Going to get a tier 2 tower as well. They could look to get that inhib tower if they want to. They've got a lot of bodies up here, and they have that Rift Herald available for one more charge.
They get to just keep going. Puff isn't even here, by the way. This is only 4 members of IG. Puff is still on the way. He's only just about to arrive. That's going to be an inhib tower here. Drake is going up in 30 seconds, so they're forcing TT to be on this top side of the map. TT have very little vision over on the Dragon right now. IG can reset, move over to the Drake themselves, and should be able to arrive there. But TT right now have the move advantage, but I don't think they're going to go straight to Drake. They're looking to punish TheShy.
Getting a nice little bit of damage there on the Rookie, stopping his back so that they can get the priority in the mid lane as well. Oh, the equalizer though. Okay, so SamD uses the ulti there to stop Rookie, and then TheShy's like, you can't do that to my friend. I'm going to use the equalizer. Bring SamD down to half health now. They're starting up the Dragon. You've got to be careful about where the carries are in this fight, where IG are approaching. They've already found Teen. That's the full lockdown. The Dragon goes over though to TT, but can they get the fight? Rookie getting low on the back, but it doesn't matter. The health bar, the advantage right now for IG is just too heavy as the damage is coming out here from a couple last pieces. Puff gonna find one more. Actually, it's gonna be TheShy that gets that one as they left Shun to take down Teen on the backside of the fight. And even though TT get the Dragon, it's still IG's game all day long.
Yeah, and IG were never looking for that Dragon. They would have loved to have the Dragon. The Dragon's fine, but they intend on this game finishing long before a soul comes on through, right? You saw the way that Shun positions in this fight. Look at this, right? He just runs at Teen. He could have run straight into the Dragon Pit there, but no. He wants to get the stun. He wants to get this fight going for the team. TheShy jumps over the wall and just burns everyone through. A good attempt on the backline by Chelizi, but doesn't have the damage to finish anyone off. And then the rest is just clean.
And that gold advantage is coming in clutch right now for IG. Yes, they did have some wonky moments in that, especially the backline access by Chelizi, but it's still too much to deal with. And oh God, the ulti combos right now, the equalizers, the chains of corruption are just so sharp. Oh no, Twila's caught. Twila is caught. He's got Shun right down his throat. He's got Puff right there on the other side, and Puff's gonna get the kill. We also got another kill in the jungle here while Rookie was able to pick up his own, and it's just catching out TT.
And we just hit 20 minutes, so I guess that's Baron o'clock, I reckon. And so do IG.
Almost an 11K lead right now.
Yeah, this is brutal. There's very little that you could say in these kind of situations to make it better. Like, TT are just simply getting outclassed. This is just IG, some of the best players in the LPL here in their roles. Like, this is
TheShy.
I'm just glad that we get to see this again, you know? I know, TheShy getting that kill.
I just love it because every time it's just been the equalizers from like off screen. Like every single time it's those long range equalizers. I love it.
And this is the thing about TheShy, right? He's been playing this champion for so long. Back when Rumble was only a top lane that TheShy was playing it, you know? And that's one of the differences you'll see between the Rumble players that have been playing the champion a long time and those that are picking it up because it's meta is being very liberal with the use of the equalizer. It's actually a very short cooldown in the grand scheme of ultimates, so you'll see TheShy just drop it. We saw it before the dragon, right? It would maybe have been better used actually during the dragon fight, but he actually used it to get vision of the brush to make sure he wasn't face checking into the whole team of TT. So it's about these creative uses of the equalizer.
Shun just gonna run out. Chelizi, save your teammate. TT doesn't want to show himself out of the wall or out of the bush right there, just in case. He wants to hopefully bait Puff. Yeah, Puff all by himself here. Gonna get the Cyclone used onto him as well, but look at the peel back. Look at the damage coming out from TT. They get the shield bow out from Puff. Puff is still alive. Puff gets the kill, and here comes the equalizer. The culling on top of it, and TT are in a barrel, and they are looking like fish right now, as Shun is gonna get one. They're gonna follow it up, though. Twila goes in for his own. He's gonna kill Rookie, but he goes down himself, and these baroned up minions, this baroned up team from IG will continue to push the bot lane.
And the thing is, if TT are fishing barrels at this point, IG just dropped a hand grenade in and walked away. Like, this is unbelievable from them. And it was just like a sad attempt there where, like, look, I get what TT are trying to do. Chelizi getting onto the backline. Sam D with the rocket over as well. They're trying to just assassinate Puff before the fight can really begin, but with the shield bow there, and with just the level discrepancies, right? Your solo laner in Chelizi is 2 levels down on Puff. Like, it's basically impossible at that point, so they don't have the damage to finish off the AD carry. And what... I mean, this is more than just a difficult game. Difficult game doesn't even begin to describe. This is a 15,000 gold lead.
Oh my god. He just broke their ankles right there. I'm sorry, Munchables. Like,
yeah, I mean... he just lazily sidesteps the Jinx rocket. You could have tanked it if you really wanted.
Gets the back with the Baron buff, so it doesn't really matter. Oh my god.
Cool guys don't look at explosions kind of stuff right here. I don't know.
Right,
I don't know how much more to add. Look at this, right? So Chelizi goes in. They've got the combo there. The rocket goes in. The spears go in, but it doesn't matter. They don't have the damage. Xiaopeng missing the spears multiple times in this one. You see the final spear go through as well. Puff dodges it. Unfortunately, unable to make it happen. And then just the ultis come through.
Yeah, you see that follow.
I think we could have another fight live in a second here.
It does look like the Dragon's going to be getting started up as we look at the last bits of that fight, that last bit of Twila getting Rookie there, but this is just going to be soul point secured by IG, continuing their dominating win here so far, at least. But TT wants to hold off on that. They need to find the gold that they can get wherever they can on the map. The biggest thing for me is you highlighted the solo lane level differentials, but Xiaopeng is so far behind right now on this Nidalee. It's just so hard to be involved at all. They get the this is just ultis coming out from IG. Rookie almost gets a kill just off of that. They literally just throwing ultis at TT right now and hoping things stick, as they're going to get that inhib tower and the inhib to boot.
Yeah, it's more like throwing ultis, and whether it sticks or not, we're just going to take buildings. If we get the kills, great. If not, who cares? We'll take the inhibs. Easy peasy for IG. That's 2 inhibs down. In fact, that's 3, yeah. So now they just wait for some supers, and they can end the game.
slowly but surely, I was going to say, how far do they want to overextend for these kills right now? Because you see it. They're waiting. They want it, Munchables. They really, really do. But at least that tempered aggression comes out a little bit here, even though they've got such a big advantage. Diving under 2 Nexus towers is definitely not the play, but taking those 2 Nexus towers down is the play. The Chains of Corruption does miss. Puff gets dragged out. Puff gets taken down. That's the big turnaround potentially for this fight, but the health bars are still there for IG. The damage is still there. Look at Rookie. He's going to be able to help Lucas get 1 kill, but the Nexus towers are falling. You've got to focus the damage potential here, but TheShy is going to take him down anyways. What damage potential do you focus when they're all doing damage? But TT are going to find a kill, find 2,
no
could find
way.
3. Sam D's getting excited. Sam D's getting a triple kill, as that's going to be a big turnaround for TT, and IG have to wait a little bit longer.
Oh, the game was literally over, but IG don't hit the Nexus. Of course, TT hold on. So Sam D now will get a lot of farm funneled into him here as they just about hold on to the Nexus. They are drowning in super minions. There's double supers coming in every single lane right here. Baron's up in 30 seconds, and there's absolutely no universe where TT can contest it with this many supers in their base. So IG still in prime position to end this game, but my goodness. It felt like that fight, we saw TT manage to get the kill on Puff, and they're like, haha, we've killed your AD carry. And IG are just like, yes, you have. And just continue anyway. Like,
I see that.
Completely unfazed.
Hey, they've all got at least a death now, so TT could say they didn't leave anybody unkilled at least. But now IG want to make sure they don't leave any wins on the board for TT. They're barreling down these waves. They're trying to get this Nexus here. They've got super minions coming into the base. That's going to be the equalizer to start it off. TheShy just using a willy-nilly, just like we said all day long. IG, there's a wave coming in, and it's crashing. That cleanse is going to come out from Sam D to stop that Chains of Corruption, but the CC is still following up, and they're focusing on the Nexus. No, they're going for the kills, but Rookie and company and IG will slam home yet another victory against TT. Had a big deal with that, right? We saw those individual plays. We saw Puff performing so well in this one especially, but Rookie, TheShy having their own great performances. But Shun still, to me, is that backbone. He was setting up a ton of that early aggression, especially on the Udyr, was just unstoppable. And that means a lot for me, for IG, moving forward.
Yeah, Shun has been playing exceptionally here today. Able to just push the advantage so hard. Xiaopeng just could not do anything. And again, like, let's just reiterate that this wasn't just like Xiaopeng versus Shun in isolation, right? Shun had massive priority in every single lane. He could just go for invades and knew that his laners would be there first. But I want to reiterate a really important point about this jungle matchup. Xiaopeng started a 1v1 onto Shun when Shun was a level up on him, when Shun had laners that had priority and got popped. Like, that was the point at which that jungle matchup was lost, because that was the point at which Shun could then just go in, take a couple of camps away, get himself the XP lead and the gold lead, and then snowball the lead for himself. So I think Xiaopeng was trying to find that individual advantage for himself and fight his way into the game, but with the lane priority, he needed to concede that situation.
And that's where, like, you saw it immediately after that. Every time Shun was able to find anything, honestly, any body, he was just running at them, and that just meant that, you know, for the side of TT, they had to pull out of the jungle multiple times. They had to find ways around the engagements that the IG were creating, and that put them on the back foot. And a lot of times, like, yes, you can fight back from a gold deficit in those situations, but when, like, mentally you're fighting on the back foot and you're trying to figure out, like, what the best approach is in the middle of a fight, it gets really hard to deal with.
Yeah, it can be very difficult. And, you know, for TT, I don't want this to be, like, too hard of a loss for them. Like, this was IG. You should be losing to IG. Like, if everything is normal in the LPL, TT loses to IG. That is the way of the world. Look at the talent that's on the IG roster. I think that coming out of this one, you know, I just don't want them to take this as a big moral defeat. Because I would say that our conclusions from this one should be, hey, IG are playing with confidence again. This is good to see, as opposed to negatives for TT. But TheShy
Yeah.
especially, I think TheShy will end up maybe getting MVP for this one. Shun obviously played exceptionally well throughout this game, but TheShy topping the damage chart with some really, really great equalizers as well. I think TheShy and Rookie really enabling Shun in this game and making sure that they were there every single aggressive play that Shun made. TheShy and Rookie were backing him up.
Every single time. I gotta say, I was a little interested at how the Lucian would work out for Rookie, and he was, you know, trying to be as influential as he could on that pick, and a lot of those callings were just adding the damage on top of everything else, and you had those pop-offs in the team fights where he was being able to put up a lot of that damage. That's why you do see him that close to TheShy, but it was that duo. It was those veterans coming in clutch right now in those solo lanes. And I will have to give another shout out though. We see Twila on the board here with the Jayce in the mid lane. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, I mean, he played fine. He didn't win his lane. He didn't really impact the game much, but I mean, what can you do, right?
He's
against Rookie in the mid lane. He had to pick blind as well, like, and IG knew that was going mid. We saw the Scion ban. That's the thing. Like, I agree. I'm excited to see him playing something a bit different in the mid lane, but I feel like this game was kind of out of the control of each of the individual players on TT. Like, IG drafted this very intelligently, making sure that they had good matchups for their laners. They clearly knew that this Jayce was going to the mid lane as well. They clearly knew that wasn't going top with that Scion ban. So kind of read like a book, and then Rookie is able to get himself a favorable matchup and just win the game off the back of that. So it felt like the Jayce never really got the opportunity to show why it was picked and what it was all about.
And that is a little bit unfortunate, but hopefully something to build on as they go further into the season. You know, we are getting to that last little bit here. Couple weeks left, and you've got to find some things to work on, some things to look forward to in the future. And speaking of looking forward to in the future, you know, off this win, it is against TT. It is a little bit of a confidence booster for IG, but going further into the last remaining games for them, especially, like, this is unbelievably huge. There's like no other words you can say about building that confidence into these kinds of series. And yes, at the beginning of this series, we talked about how it's going to be a little bit of an easier path for IG, but you still have to, as we said, show up and be there, be present, take those tickets. And they took one just now.
Yeah, when we said the free tickets, I was thinking, I don't know. TT looked good against FPX.
They did.
IG destroyed them. IG absolutely destroyed them. So, hey, maybe IG's better than FPX now. I don't want to say anything too crazy.
Just throwing in wild assumptions. I love it.
Look, honestly, though, look at the standings of the LPL. Like, everyone in the top 10 looks insane. IG getting a win here means they're now tied with Suning and with LNG, but, like, JDG seem like they're back. We've got Fun plus Phoenix, who have been hit or miss, but still really strong, still on a 2-win streak. Like, and the only team in the top 10 right now that I'm not so sure about is LNG. But even LNG, their most recent series was a win. Obviously, it was against OMG, but they looked pretty good in that series. So, I don't know. The playoffs are going to be stacked. I have no idea who wins playoffs. It's so up in the air. You could call, like, my favorite for playoffs is Top Esports, but honestly, that's all I got.
That's the explanation. I love it. That's all you need. You can see the gears turning. I love it. But also
it's just mojo. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's just mojo. I do have a little bit of information I'm pretty happy to hear about. We do have Shun as the MVP here, Munchables.
Yep. So Shun, really, really aggressive jungle play. Completely dominated Xiaopeng in this one, and it's good to see him playing with such sheer confidence and knowing how far ahead they were as well. I think that's the part that most impresses me about IG's players. When they have these small leads, they know about it. They make you feel the lead that they have. They're never the kind of team that's going to back down from pushing that advantage. And Shun clearly showing that he's confident.
That
so again, this is the play where Xiaopeng starts the 1v1 while he's a level down. I'm pretty sure that he just loses that, even if it's 1v1 in isolation. But he obviously thought Teeen could get that earlier. And after that point, Shun just never lets him forget it. He's like, don't you dare ever start 1v1 with me again, boy. Like, go back to your... No, in fact, don't even go back to your jungle. Go back to your fountain 3 times.
Yes. Stay there. don't come out of there. It's just over and over again, right? This is so many clips to run through so quickly, but it's every single one of them just running at people and killing them.
Oh, it was brutal, absolutely brutal. So, really, really great stuff to see coming out from Shun to be so aggressive. And I mean, this is why this Udyr is a priority